Ready to discover new music? Midwest Music Fest is heading back to La Crosse at 6 indoor venues, all located right downtown on November 3rd and 4th. With over 60 bands, you're sure to discover new music you'll love. Tickets are on sale now at MidwestMusicFest.org. Prevention is the key to a healthy life. That's why Gunderson Health encourages you to learn about vaccines and how they can help you and your loved ones stay healthy. Vaccines protect against preventable diseases and viruses by boosting your body's defenses. Visit GundersonHealthFacts.com to learn more. We recently had the pleasure of connecting with Wurk, a 6-piece funk fusion group that seamlessly weaves elements of jazz fusion, prog rock, jam rock, and more into their music, all anchored by those irresistible funk grooves. In our conversation, we delved into their beginnings, the diverse influences that shaped their sound, their upcoming new music, and an exciting show slated for the Midwest Music Fest this November. You can find more conversations at lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
Now look, I need y'all to come dance with us. Right. If you're not up here, you're not live. So you gotta get live with us on this one, okay? Come on. All right. Get a little bit closer. All right, y'all ready?
My name is Daniel Hashke, he, him pronouns. I was born in Toma, Wisconsin. Grew up in New Lisbon, which is kind of by the Dells. And what led me to music, like honestly, for me personally, I really was vibing with learning the recorder in 3rd grade. That was my jam. I practiced every day. My parents hated it, I'm sure. And I'm the saxophonist in the band Wurk. What really led me to the saxophone was Lisa Simpson was my favorite character on The Simpsons. So I was practicing my recorder every day, getting ready to join band in 5th grade, and then picking up the saxophone to be Lisa Simpson.
I've actually heard the use of the recorder as like a gateway for people coming into music. And it's specifically like similar band actually gave that example, being that kind of funk, jazz sort of groove band. Do you think there's some correlation with that?
I feel like there has to be, right? The teachers choose the recorder for a good reason. It's a pretty accessible instrument that anyone can make a sound out of. And it's like a wind instrument. It's like something that you can express coming out of your body, and it's just a natural way to get into like middle school band. So I think that makes a lot of sense. But it's just kind of funny because there's just such a big negative connotation to the recorder because of how shrill it can be when a bunch of 3rd graders are playing it.
So what were you listening to in those early years?
Elementary school, middle school, I wasn't really listening to music very specifically. I mean, my parents listened to a lot of country, so I had like cassettes of Shania Twain. I was just like,
nice.
I feel like a woman. That was my jam.
Just seeing the band Wurk around, just the name, I've seen it. You playing up in the Viroqua, some live shows on the streets. I believe you played at Driftless Music Gardens this past summer.
Yeah.
I'm just now kind of hearing about you over the last couple of years. How did the band come together?
Pretty much all of the band members, except for me and one other, all grew up in Mount Horeb, which is this village right outside of Madison. So while they were growing up, they were playing garage bands together. They were in jazz band and whatever. A few of them went to college at UW-Madison, which is where I went. And that's where I met them in a performance troupe there. And after college, a lot of us were living in the same house, just in downtown Madison, having a lot of jam sessions in the basement and hosting house parties with live bands and such. And long story short, that's kind of the birth of the band. A bunch of these people who have been making music together for a really long time and then plus a couple of people who have been making a lot of professional grade music in college with them coming together to make work.
Listening to Embers, one of your latest singles, what's it like building a song with you guys? You work collaboratively. It does seem like there's a lot of storytelling going on along with this kind of bombastic sort of fusion of music. So what is that process like, putting that together with 6 people?
Clockwise, counterclockwise, small movements, invisible eye. Wind sparks embers, wind sparks embers, wind sparks embers, embers, embers.
It depends on the song and the songwriter. This one is a little unique in that the lyrics were written by someone not in the band. Our guitarist friend Sean Koval wrote the lyrics and gave them to our guitarist Frank, who took the inspiration from those lyrics and wrote out his guitar part, the general form and stylistic ideas. And he presents that to the band with just a chord chart and just talking through the ideas he has. We walk through them and we all kind of bring our own pieces to it. And we've been playing together for such a long time that being able to communicate through our instruments is sometimes a more efficient way than just telling someone do this specifically, when we can just like vibe on it and like feel, oh, this is the style that you're going for. We just like breathing through our instruments in that way.
Speaking of seeing you around the area, I know you've been playing a lot of shows lately, and I know you're coming to La Crosse, Wisconsin here in November for Midwest Music Fest, which is one of my favorite festivals, multi-day event with multiple venues, lots of different bands that you may have not have heard of. What can people expect from your shows? I mean, I imagine it's a sight to see.
Thank you. Yeah, what you can expect from the shows, well, we have, like you said, we were talking about Embers. We have a lot of original material, which varies in style. We call it funk fusion, which is a mix between funk, jazz fusion, prog rock, like elements of reggae and jam band in there, but all with like the underlying like groove of funk. So it's going to be danceable and just very big energy. We take pride in like trying to get people, like your attention can't go anywhere else but the stage and to your feet on the floor, right? And we play a lot of original music. We also play a fair amount of covers, and we'll like mash them up with each other or do medleys that are 20 minutes long, so people are just grooving the whole time. And we're taking left turns in our music. For example, we have a mashup you can find online that we call What About My Type of Car Wash, which is a mash between 3 very different songs. What About Me by Snarky Puppy, My Type by Saint Motel, and The Car Wash from Rolls Royce, which are 3 songs that are not really the same at all, but we're pushed them all together into like one groovy jam, and where you're not really going to expect what happens next.
So is there music coming down the line? What's your next steps here the next year or two? What are you guys up to?
Yeah, it's really great that you say that, because we are just about to drop a new album called Revolution. It's going to be released everywhere online on September 20th. And then starting on the 21st, we're doing a tour through Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois, including this day at Midwest Music Fest. It just lined up so perfectly that we're going to be bringing this new album as part of our tour to this festival. It's going to have 9 tracks on it, including a few that we recorded live over the summer, this past summer. So you really get a sense of what we do live in an album format, which is cool. Wow. And we call it Revolution, where it's like parentheses are on the R. So you can also read it as our evolution.
Oh, okay.
Right. The reason that we did that is because when we started recording some of these songs, like the earliest ones, including Embers, was recorded actually in 2020 with a few members that actually aren't even in the band anymore. This whole album has been recorded through several sessions, like during and past the pandemic, just showcasing the evolution of our personnel, of the sound that we're making, And yeah, and then it ends up with like what we're doing live right now. And it's a really exciting like sort of story of growth that we're excited to share with everybody.
Well, sweet. I'm super excited for Midwest Music and also checking out your set, but also for people that want to follow along with you and maybe follow this path and a new release, what's the best avenue for them to go to?
So we're definitely most active on Facebook and Instagram, which you can find at Wurk the Band. Wurk is WURK, so at WURK the Band on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a website, wurktheband.com. We're putting our tour schedule literally everywhere. You can find it like on Spotify, Bands in Town. We got a Bandcamp. We also have quite a few videos on YouTube if you wanted to see what it is that we're like live. We got some live videos there too.
Well, awesome. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you for having us. We are so excited for Midwest Music Fest. It's going to be our first time there, and it's going to be a throwdown.
Lacrosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at Lacrosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the Lacrosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.